Hello Tarot Tube. So I had a completely different video all ready to go for tomorrow, which is at Thursdays when I post my tarot videos at 11:11. I was going to do this one, the Big Fan Tarot. But then Lisa Papez and the Supportive Tarot group came up with this 20 questions or 21 decks tag on Sunday, and as part of their Sunday shenanigans, and I just had to jump on and get it done this week while it was hot. So without further ado, let's get right into the 21 decks. So the first question is, what is the deck that they'll have to pry out of my cold, dead hands? Easy peasy for me to pick this one. It is the Spirit Keepers Tarot. If you haven't seen any of the images of any of these decks, I'll just show you a few cards, but not a lot. But this is it, man. This is the card. You know what? You're not even going to pry it out of my cold, dead hands. Please bury me with this deck. All right? It's the Spirit Keepers Tarot by Annabelle Wynn. And yeah, I love it. I really, really love it. I'm waiting for the second copy of this edition. It's coming out this spring, 2023. So I'm waiting for that. And then I'll have two decks. What is my guilty pleasure deck? All right, this is a little hard. My guilty pleasure deck is the Angels and Ancestors deck. I get really good readings off of this deck. However, it's a little bit controversial because of this image, which appears on the backs, and I believe it is also in a couple of the cards. Reason is that this, here it is, yes, it's on the drum. This particular image is actually taken from a particular witchy tradition in UK. I never know what to say exactly, in Britain. And it's not credited, it's not talked about in any way in the book, or it's the best of my knowledge by the creators. So that's a little cringy, but I still really like the deck and I get great readings from it. So I just sort of, I don't know, I try to make my peace with it. So this is me bending over, taking and bending over. The next question, what is the deck you wish existed? Okay, the deck that I wish existed would be a mass market, so it's readily available at a decent price point, landscape deck. And as an example, I'm showing you, this is the Majestic Earth Tarot. Sorry, it is out of print. You can't get it. She's very clear. She's not going to do any more printings on this. But this is what it looks like, so you get an idea of what I'm talking about. And I think that the creator did a fabulous job matching up the different tarot card meanings with these images. I just think they're beautiful and gorgeous, and I know it's not for everybody, but I love this, and I keep looking to see, or you know, is somebody going to come up with a mass market landscape tarot deck like this. Now these are all paintings by established painters, and they're common domain, is that what it's called? You know, there's no copyright issues, so it's feasible that somebody could do one. It would be derivative, but this is out of print, so you know, you wouldn't be stealing this woman's work. All right, what deck would you give to a new reader? Now, there's no one deck that would answer this question because it would depend on their age, their personality, who they were, you know. So yeah, not a single answer to this, but I would say that, oops. Okay, so one option would be This Might Hurt, which I think is the one that Lisa actually said, because I would do the mass market, obviously, not the independent. This is the independent version. I guess that's all anybody has to flip through unless you're a special, you know, big tarot tube person. So these are the images. But I wouldn't recommend it for everybody. I think it's a great deck. I don't actually use it very much, and I am going to get the mass market version when it comes out. Part of the reason I don't use it that much is I don't really enjoy the backs, and it looks like the colors I'm going to enjoy better in the new mass market, and the backs are not going to be black. So I think I'll probably like that one better. In which case, this one will be up for a Tarot Trade Tuesday in support of tarot. If I like, one of them will be up, so I don't need to. All right, this is another one that I would give, and this one I actually gave to my daughter, which is back with me because, well, you don't need to know the reason. It's back with me, but it will be back with her again. And I did do some writing on some of these cards. So this is the Modern Witch Tarot, Liminal 11, which is also the company that's going to make or is making the This Might Hurt reproduction. So I think this is another nice one for people who are beginners. So that is another one that I would definitely consider giving or suggest. Yeah, give. The question is give. Yeah, I would give that one. Look at all my notes. Whoops, dropped that. Gonna have to clean that one up. All right. I think I had another one I was going to say. Oh yeah, I was also going to say, this is coming back later. Let me dig this out. The Lightseer's Tarot. I almost feel like I don't need to show you any of these cards because so many people have it. But yeah, the Lightseer's Tarot. This one is my go-to deck if I want to do a reading for somebody and I don't really know their personality, or I don't see, I don't have like a specific idea about what kind of deck I want to use. I just feel like this one. Not this one, but this one. Yeah. Although you can read reversals pretty easily in that one. All right. The next question. Wow, I'm only up to 5. What deck do you want to get along with, but it just never clicked? And man, have I tried. In fact, a couple weeks ago, I did a collab video with Tony from Intuitive Tarot, and you can search that. It was a live. You can search that under the live tab because she's a huge fan and of Patrick Valenza, who created this deck. And so I did a live with her. We talked about the Deviant Moon, and we also talked about the Oracle, the Mildred Payne's Oracle, which is a little easier for me to use actually than the Deviant Moon. So I have this borderless edition, which is kind of funny and tall. Getting a little reflection here. Yep, I don't know what to say. I haven't connected with it yet. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up because so many people really get good readings from this deck, so I'm not giving up. Oddly enough, I'm not a fan of tuck boxes, but this tuck box, it seems to work okay. So there are a lot of decks that I get in tuck boxes. I don't end up keeping them in the tuck boxes. I put them something else, but that one works. All right, what deck do I keep for the art? This one was very easy to pick. I keep this one. Did I put this right way? Yeah. The Pagan Otherworlds. It's gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. This one I opened on the bottom, so I didn't break the seal. So it's almost like this collector's thing that I've got now because I don't use it. It is a pip deck, but it does have some imagery, so it's very slippery. That's why I'm having a hard time holding these even. But it's gorgeous. It's just absolutely beautiful. The backs are beautiful. Look at these backs. Look at those backs. It's just fantastic. Yeah, I love it. But don't use it. Never pull it. Never get up in the morning and say, hey, you know what I'm going to use today? Pagan Otherworlds. And yet, I don't want to trade it or give it away. It's just beautiful. Looks good on the shelf, right? Why don't I put it on my shelf and not have it by my desk? There we go. It's going up on the shelf. All right, what deck did you buy because everyone else did? All right, this one I do use, but not as much as I thought I would because everyone was just like, oh my gosh, gotta get this deck. It's fabulous. And then they got it again in the tin, and then they got the oracles. They just kept getting stuff. I got the deck and I said, that's good. I'm going to stop here. It's beautiful. I love the guidebook. I love the colors. Look at the palettes. I know I keep saying, look at this, but really I mean it. It's gorgeous. It doesn't read super well for me. Sometimes I sit here and I just look at it and I'm like, and then I go off and I end up coming up with meanings that I'm like, wait, what is that? It requires a lot of thought for me. And so for me, the name Gentle Tarot, it doesn't really, it's not gentle for me. I don't know what to say. Yeah, that's a fair thing to say. It's not gentle for me, so I don't really think of it as the Gentle Tarot. I think of it as this Northwest Indigenous creator deck. Yeah, but it's beautiful, but I find it rather challenging to work with. It's not an easy reader for me. Okay. What deck is over your head or just baffles you? I can't show you this deck because I didn't get one. It's the Thoth or the Thoth or however you want to pronounce it. I've studied it to some extent because if you use, let me grab this over here. You can't see it, but I'm right by it. Oh, actually, let me show you. And then I'll put this back. I'm right by a little bookshelf here. So if you use Annabelle Wynn's Holistic Tarot, is this it? Nope, that's the guidebook. Yeah, if you use this book, the Holistic Tarot, which I've had to rebind because I broke it because I use it so much, then you studied the meanings of the Thoth system and different Thoth cards. It's part of the text, but it's like, okay, I don't know. There's a lot more Kabbalistic, esoteric stuff in there than I need or want. Yeah, okay, that's enough of that. What deck surprised me? This deck, the Land of Enchantment for Accio Tarot. I do hope I'm saying that properly. So I got this because I loved the colors. I love the idea of working in this fae world during the fall. That seemed like a really brilliant thing for me. So I got this for that purpose, specifically for that purpose, for like a time of year thing. And here's the back on this. And I found this is one of my favorite cards, the Council of Monarchs. I have found this to be fantastic. Like, I don't care what time of year it is. If I want a clear reader that's not going to get me bogged down in gender issues, patriarchy issues, things like that, where I'm making like these multiple backing it out critical theory decisions about what I'm looking at, this is the deck for me. This is fantastic. It is a lot of autumnal colors, blah, 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 blah. A lot of autumnal colors. So, like at first glance, you don't always see the suits because of the color palettes, but that's okay. It doesn't trouble me at all. This is gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. Yeah, I would, even though it's fae, it's not goddess, I would still say that there's a lot of divine feminine kind of energy in this. So this is the Accio Tarot, and I think I got this one directly from her. I'm not sure if this one is going to come out mass market or not. Some of her other stuff is starting to make the mass market scene. What deck? This is only number 10. This is going to be a longer video than I usually do. What deck doesn't really work for you, but you keep it because it's a collectible? This is my Mystic Masters. I don't know what to say why it doesn't connect with me, because it really should. This is Danny Mystic, and this is the first edition. And I don't know what to say about why it doesn't really work for me. But it is the first edition of this deck, and she's now, I think, on her second edition. I don't think she's gone to a third. And there are enough changes that this deck really does look different now. So it is, I believe at this point, a a collectible. Here's the back. And I don't know what to say. I don't know why it doesn't connect. Oh, I just realized some of these images were upside down because I did try to read this with reversals. Let's see if I can do. I'll pull out a few that are all right side up. Okay. All right. So here's some. So they're all classical paintings that they're altered art, right? So there's stuff that she put on top of it. And, you know, it's not like I'm looking at it and saying, well, I don't understand that choice. I understand that choice. That's definitely a tower card. No question about that. Yeah. But for some reason, I don't find myself reaching for it. But it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. And I know that there are people that this works very well for them. So, you know, just because it doesn't work for me doesn't mean it won't work for you. I still would recommend it. Gorgeous if you want to work with classical art, you know, like actual paintings. All right. Which deck do you love but hate the cardstock? I don't think I brought it out. Okay, that's all right. It's in Lisa's video. She did the first one. It's the Witch's Wisdom. Oh my gosh, it actually hurts my hands, but I love the deck. This is the Phyllis Carrow's Witch's Wisdom. It's out by Hay House, which you never know what kind of cardstock you're going to get from them. It's just like, it could be fabulous. It could be horrible. But they're reprinting it. Part of the problem is the size. They're oversized cards. They're big, but then the stock is so heavy. I can only do it overhand, and even then it's hard to handle. So I love the deck. I adore the deck. Great readings from it. Just so hard to handle. So when they do finish the reprint, which is going to be smaller cards, I am going to give it a try, even though it's Hay House and I'm on like 50-50 on what I'm going to get. So that may end up on Tarot Trade Tuesday as well. We'll see. Hopefully it'll be improvement. What deck gives me the willies? All right. Gives me the willies doesn't mean I don't use it. I use it. I think it's kind of in order right now because I think I did a walkthrough and then I put it away for the season. It is this, Le Vampire. And I also have the notorious RBG Tarot and Oracle that Peekaboo Rose did. That's on Make Plain Cards. This is a mass market deck. Who does this one? Hang on, I'll tell you. Blue Angel. So, yeah. But here it is. It gives me the willies, as does the Peekaboo Rose, notorious RBG. Let me peek around, make sure, yep, everything's upright. There's just something about these big eyes and these kind of morbid, somewhat disturbing images. Like, let's look at this one. No, not that one. I don't know. They're just like, here's a good one. It just gives me the willies, just a little bit of willies, but I still like it. I don't know what to say. You know, I thought about using my Cute and Creepy deck for this one, but the truth of the matter is, it probably gives some people the willies, but it doesn't give me willies. But that would, for some people, I'm sure that the Cute and Creepy deck, which I adore, I really love, would be this one. All right, what am I on now? 14, still plenty to go. What's your favorite deck for shadow work? Not a tarot deck, it's an oracle deck. It's this one, the Reclaim Oracle. And this one, I feel like there's more to say about this, this creator and what she's up to. Here's the backs, but I'm not up to date enough. So you can go to her website, just do a Reclaim Oracle in a search engine and you'll get to her website. This is my shadow work. If I had a deck that I was going to say, oh, this is shadow work, it would probably be this one. And I know some people don't think of this as shadow work, but for me it is, because this is asking me to go deep and to consider stuff that's like way down in there that may not be entirely comfortable, that I may try to hide from sometimes, like this. Have I been humiliated? Of course I've been humiliated. Have I humiliated other people? I regret to say I have. So, you know, for me, that's shadow work. Even though there are cards in here, you know, here's a joy card, but maybe this would come up. I mean, but look at this flower. This flower is like got stitches or thorns. So that might come up at a time when I wasn't feeling joy, being, you know, challenging me to dig deep and work on that. So, yeah. So this is my shadow work deck with my second favorite color, pink. Pink used to be my all-time favorite color, but now it's purple. Not part of the video, but there you go. What deck do you love in theory, but not in practice? All right. This theme park deck. When I saw this, I said, oh my, this is perfect. Look how cute the back is. Look how cute the imagery is. But for me, the images don't always work with the card, the Three of Wands. I don't see the Three of Wands there. Here's the Eight of Cups. I mean, it's there, but it just doesn't. Well, okay, here's the Seven of Swords. That works. That's great. Seven of Swords absolutely works. But not all of them do. The Star works. So I'm not going to get rid of the deck. Two of Cups works. I'm not going to get rid of the deck, but there's enough in here that I have to pull this deck at a time when I feel like I want to be doing really intuitive readings and not necessarily going with the textbook meaning of the cards. So good for me for intuitive work, but yeah, in theory, a good tarot deck, but not in practice. I have to be in the mood for not doing straight ahead tarot to do that. Although thanks to Lisa's intuitive tarot class, I tend to be much more intuitive in any kind of reading. What deck would I never use to read for someone else? Are you ready? Got to go back down here because it's down here. This Spirit Keeper's Tarot. This feels so special to me, so personal. I have never read for anyone else with this deck. Not even my daughter. Nobody. I don't read for anybody else with this deck but me. We'll see what happens when I get my second copy with this additional printing. There are going to be some variations. I don't know how I'm going to feel about it. But once I have two decks, I might be willing to read for other people with this deck, but not right now. No, sir. What deck would I never use for myself? Easy peasy. And this already has a new home. It just hasn't been. We haven't met up yet. The Heaven and Earth Tarot. I feel like this needs to come with a trigger warning that says, recovering Catholics, beware. Yeah, this is, if you want to get your Catholic on, go ahead and do this. So, not for me. Thank you very much. I hope its next user enjoys it. So, I'm getting the Shakespeare Tarot in exchange for this one. What deck could I not bring myself to buy? Obviously, I don't have it to show it to you, but it's the Luna Lapin, which I keep looking at it and thinking, oh my gosh, that's so cute, the Luna Lapin, the Luna. But for some bizarre reason, I never pulled the trigger. It's expensive, but it's not more expensive than some other decks like the SKT. I just can't do it. I'm like, what if it gets here and it's just like this little cutesy deck and I only use it like every once in a while? I'm going to really regret that. So I never do it. All right. What is my favorite pip deck? This is funny. Whenever I pull something that is a Lisa deck, I'm like, oh, wow, Lisa made me do this. But this is actually the only pip deck I have. I hardly ever buy pip decks because I like imagery a lot. But this is it. And I don't know if... Whoops, upside down. I don't know if I would use it if it didn't have such a good guidebook and it didn't have the chakra system built in, so that you have these colors in here that help you to identify the the chakra that you're working with. Let me see if I can find a pip. Yeah, here we go, right? So you can look at this. Here's the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, so you're not seeing the man sitting on the chair gripping his money. It's not Scrooge McDuck on there. But you do see this orange ribbon. So then you can go into this and you can read about the chakra that's, let me just give you that one example. What did I pull? Oh yeah, Four of Pentacles. Okay, that should be at the end. Swords. Nope, it's not in the order. I forget. You know, everybody has their own ideas about which suit to put in the front, right? So Cups, Swords. There's Pentacles. It is at the end. My apologies. Okay, so here we've got the traditional meanings that you would expect, but then you have Chakra 2, Svadhisthana, Pelvis, Orange Light. So that sort of helps me with reading a pip card, is to have that chakra energy, because then I can sort of focus on, well, how is that feeling? That gives me a little kinesthetic tie-in that makes reading pips easier. All right, so did I actually say the name? I didn't. This is the White Sage Tarot, and I got it in the tin because it was at a shop near me, and I thought, oh my God, that's cute. So that's kind of why I bought it. What deck slaps me with the truth? I think I put it down here. Yeah, here she is. The Lightseer's Tarot. The Lightseer's Tarot. It could be the colors. The colors are so bright and vivid that it's like, hey, I'm talking to you. You over there. Look at this. Stop dreaming. This is, hey. I sort of feel like, you know, the universe is snapping their fingers in my face with this deck. But not in a mean way. Not in a mean way. Whoop, there we go. Lightseer's Tarot, the deck that slaps me with the truth. And I got to the end. Ha ha! The deck that got away. And I did not write the correct title down because it's gone forever. So the creator of this majestic tarot, J.D. Hildegard Hinkle, also did, and I think it was called the Oracle Tarot. I'm not sure, but she had a second deck. And yeah, it's gone. And she said she's done. So I expect that if I ever saw it on eBay or something, it would be so expensive. I would just say, no, I don't need that. I have more Oracle decks than Tarot decks, so I don't know how that happened either. All right, I made it to the end. Yay me. So that's what I'm going up. I'm taping this on Wednesday. It's going up for my Thursday tarot video for this week. If you want to see the one that was going up, it's already in the can. If you want to talk old school film, it's going to be this one next week at this time, at Thursday, 11/11. Okay, fun tag. Thanks, Supportive Tarot. Thanks, Lisa Papez. Thanks to everybody who did this. I'm really looking forward to watching everybody else's videos. Bye-bye. Take care.